Flying Blue will get you essentially anywhere in Europe using your credit card points and miles from essentially any travel credit card. I'm going to show you exactly how to book these flights, and I'm going to show you 4 different ways to maximize your value from this program, taking you from beginner to expert. This is your guide. Let's get it. The most complicated thing about this rewards program is its name. Flying Blue is the rewards program, and it houses Air France and KLM. These are 2 airlines. Air France is obviously French, based in Paris. KLM is Dutch, based in Amsterdam. So whenever you transfer your points over to the Flying Blue Rewards program, well, you can either log in to KLM or Air France, doesn't matter, the points are going to be there, and both of those websites will have the same award availability and the same flights at the same price. Speaking of transferring miles, Flying Blue is a transfer partner of all the major travel credit cards. We're talking Bilt, Capital One, American Express, Citi, Chase, even the brand new Wells Fargo autograph card. And so you just got to make sure it is indeed a travel credit card that can transfer those miles over to transfer partners and frequent flyer program. If you have any questions about that, let me know in the comments. I'd be happy to help. But with that being said, easy enough, right? Let me go ahead and show you how to book these flights. So to get started, we need to go to one of the airline's websites. I always like KLM.com because it's few letters, easy for me to remember, because if you go to airfrance.com, you end up on the splash page and it's confusing and you don't know how to get to where you want to go. So if you're going to Air France, you actually need to go to airfrance.us. Like I said, I always forget it, so KLM.com. It's very simple to use. Create an account and log in. If you haven't, there'll be a sign up button in the top right hand corner. Once you log in, make sure you select this book with miles option and then simply type in where you want to go. Origin, destination, number of passengers. I typically am searching for economy. I do recommend searching one way, it's just easier for a lot of different reasons. And now key here is you actually want to leave this date empty, and so if it's not already empty, just select this X and it'll empty that out for you, and then search. Once it loads, voila, you've got this beautiful award calendar here, and it gives you all of the lowest fares by month. And so you can simply find what you're looking for. And now 20,000 points is going to be the lowest fare that you can find on economy flights, unless you're looking for or looking at a super great deal, their promotional awards. We'll talk about that here soon. And so you could just simply select on the date that you're looking for. And then now you can see the prices here. You could find that 20,000 mile price with $86 in taxes and fees. Now a note about taxes and fees. This is on the way from the US to Europe. This is about the price you'll find, 80 to 100 bucks going there. On the way back, you will be charged a bit more, $170, 150 is not uncommon, maybe as low as 120 on the way back from Europe. And that's just due to fees that the European countries tend to hand off to the customer. And then if you're flying from countries like the UK or Germany, they tend to charge higher fees, and so you're looking about $200 just on the way back. Again, on the way to Europe, it'll be in the $100 range, but on the way back, watch out. And so tip could be, if you're flying to London or to Germany, start your trip there and then make your way over to a neighboring country like Ireland or Brussels respectively, and fly back from there to avoid some fees, but only if it makes sense as part of your itinerary. So going back to our original flight, if you click on it, it'll show you the fees associated with changing and refunding the flight, which is 70 euros at the time of recording. You also get one personal item as well as a carry-on and a checked bag with this fare. And then you can click through and see all the final information. And so at this point, you can transfer your points over from Capital One, Citi, or any other card that you have over the Flying Blue and then book this flight. One of my favorite things about Flying Blue is how connected it is to Europe, and that the price passes on over to connecting flights. And so one of my subscribers asked about going to Los Angeles to Athens, and so you simply just type that in into KLM or Air France, find the award calendar, and you can find the same 20,000 mile price going to Athens from Los Angeles, and it's about $100 in taxes and fees. And now depending on which airline that you're flying, whether it be Air France or KLM, is where you'll have a connection. And so that's how it works. If you're flying from Air France, you'll connect through Paris, then get to Athens. If you're flying on KLM, connect on Amsterdam, and then make your way to Athens. And then to find business class flights, you simply just switch this from economy over to business class and hit search, and it will still pull up the award calendar. And now the cheapest price that you can get is going to be 50,000 miles, but it's a bit harder to find. You'll get more luck as you book kind of as the award space is released almost a year out. I'm currently at the end of March filming this, and I will note the taxes and fees are increased, so they will be closer to $300, almost $400, depending on where you're flying into in Europe. And so just something else to pay attention to. And like the economy flights, the business class price will kind of transfer over to any connecting flights as well. This is an itinerary from Rome to Los Angeles, again, for just 50,000 miles and $324. And now I will say, remember, business class in Europe isn't much to write home about. Sometimes it's like an economy seat with just the middle seat open, but business class can also give you lounge access and a lot of nice other perks. So now that we know how to find award availability and book those flights, let me show you how to get more value from this program. First up is if you fly as a family and you have children between 2 and 11 years old, Flying Blue is probably the best program you can use, and that's because they give you a discount on the child's ticket. Let me show you what that looks like. You simply go back as if you're looking for a flight. Let's pretend we're going to go to Rome. You simply add a passenger here and then switch that over to a child's ticket. Youth tickets do not get the discount, unfortunately. And so you simply hit continue and then search for flights. So it'll give you the low fare options here, and then it will price your itinerary as for both tickets, not per passenger. And so let's go ahead and click through and find one of these cheap tickets, and let me show you the details on the award fare. So if we click trip details and get to the fine print here, we can see that this child's ticket is actually priced at 15,000 miles instead of 20,000 miles. And so that is a 25% discount for your child's ticket. This isn't common across airlines, so this is awesome that they do this. Now, another family benefit can be found if you select on your name and then select my profile and then select Flying Blue Family from the menu on the left. And so what this does is this lets you add 2 adults to one account and up to 6 children total. And so you're able to pull your points from these different accounts. And now the practical use is a little bit limited if all you're doing is award flights. However, if you do have some leftover points stuck in a child's account, you can then transfer those points over to the main parent's account that does the award bookings, and so you can save some points here and there. And one thing I forgot to mention whenever we're talking about the child family discount is that this does not stack with the Flying Blue promotional award deals. What promotional award deals? Let me show you. I'm glad you asked. So Flying Blue offers what they call promo rewards. And so what that is just 25% off award bookings, and they get released on the first weekday of every month. So in March, you have to travel by August 31st to take advantage of these rewards. And now they are on select routes. On the page, they have it sorted by short and medium haul flights. And then as you scroll down, you get to the long haul flights. And so as you can see, in this month, you're able to travel from Paris to Houston for just 15,000 miles in economy, and also from Paris to Detroit for 26,250 miles in premium economy. And now, yes, it is indeed both ways. So you can go from Houston to Paris and it'll still be 15,000 miles. And even cooler is that you don't even necessarily need to fly to Paris or on Air France to take advantage of the reward, just so long as it's from Houston to Europe. Like for example, this one's flying to Amsterdam via KLM, and we still got that 15,000 award flight. And so I think that's just incredible as far as how flexible these discounts are with this award program. Now, taxes and fees sadly aren't included in the 25% discount, and they do change every month. And so I'll leave the link down below if you want to check for it every month. However, you can also sign up for my free newsletter where I like to include helpful points and miles news, including the Flying Blue promo rewards deals sent straight to your email. And now I also like to include other helpful tips such as transfer bonuses that are going on currently, which is, yes, indeed, yet another way we can save on these flights with Flying Blue. Because Flying Blue tends to be one of the more generous rewards programs up there at Virgin Atlantic, offering frequent transfer bonuses from any number of banks. For example, Chase at the time of recording is offering a 25% transfer bonus when transferring points over to Flying Blue. And so that means if you transfer 1,000 Chase points, you'll get 1,250 Flying Blue miles. And so what that means is if you're flying a promo reward flight that's supposed to be 15,000 miles and you got the transfer bonus, you would just need to transfer 12,000 miles for that flight, and that is an insane deal. So transfer bonuses are temporary and they are unpredictable as far as when a bank is going to offer one to Flying Blue. And so with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and ask two questions for you. One is, should I wait for a transfer bonus to book an award flight to Europe with Flying Blue? And B, should I take advantage of a transfer bonus now with Chase and transfer those points over to Flying Blue if I don't have a specific redemption in mind currently? And now the answers to these questions are very subjective. My personal stance is I typically don't wait for transfer bonuses to happen. If there's a flight I want to take, or if there's a flight I'm ready to book, then I'm just going to go ahead and book it. I might wait till like the beginning of the month or maybe a week or so if it makes sense to see if there's a transfer bonus coming up, but typically I don't. And I never really recommend speculatively transferring points just because of the opportunity cost if a better transfer bonus comes around or if a better deal comes around to use those points with. And then also it's a one-way street. Once you transfer those points, then you can't get them back. They're stuck in Flying Blue, and devaluations happen all the time, as we've seen with ANA, Turkish Airlines, and Alaska Airlines recently, and sometimes they happen without warning. And so for those reasons, I don't recommend it. However, people do it all the time and it works out for them, and so it really depends on your risk tolerance. I just wouldn't stress out about it too much. I mean, there's lots of different hints of sunk cost fallacy versus opportunity cost that come into play here. But I want to hear from the comments. Do you transfer points speculatively, or do you tend to wait for a transfer bonus before booking a flight? I'll be interested to hear your thoughts. So 12,000 miles with the transfer bonus is probably the cheapest award flight you can get on Flying Blue. However, there is a way to squeeze out even more value from this award ticket, and that's with Flying Blue's free stopover program. And so what this means, let's say you're taking that flight from Houston with a connection in Amsterdam and then making your way to Prague. You can call Flying Blue at their customer service line and you can make that Amsterdam layover into a stopover. And the difference is layovers are less than 24 hours, stopovers are greater than 24 hours. And Flying Blue lets you create that stopover up to a year long for free. And now it does have to be a naturally connecting flight or city, and so it has to be Amsterdam or Paris essentially. And so if you're wondering which US airports fly through Amsterdam or through Paris, I've made this nice table for you showing you which airports host KLM or Air France. A lot of them share both, and then some of them just have KLM. And so if you want to stop over in Amsterdam, fly KLM. If you want to stop over in Paris, fly Air France. And so this is how you get a 2-city European vacation for the price of one award ticket. Some extra notes about the program is that miles expire after 2 years of inactivity. Unless you're under 18 years old, they don't expire until you turn 18. And then you don't earn any Flying Blue miles or XP on award flights. And if you're having trouble getting the search function to work, the website could be a bit buggy, and so some things you could try is resetting the cookies, trying different browsers. Now I tried to read up as much as I could on this issue as far as when it happened to other people. Only 1 or 2 instances occurred where like someone got locked out because of a fraud prevention issue and they had to call the airline to troubleshoot, tech support, whatnot. But from what I've read, you shouldn't need to transfer points or have to have miles in your account to make an award search. Unfortunately, Air France and KLM's website can be a bit buggy and have some quirks to it. So with all said and done, you'll be hard pressed to find a better deal outside of the Flying Blue award program if you're going to Europe. However, before making any award booking, I always run my itinerary through one of my favorite search engines just to make sure that I'm not missing any other good deals out there, because sometimes we can all get tunnel vision whenever we're looking for something. And I talk all about that 100% free tool in this video here, or if you want to learn more about flying to Europe using points and miles, you can continue on with the playlist that this video is a part of in this button here. My name's Michael. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you in the next one.